Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. Hopefully you're following along in the YouVersion Bible app, the Lent devotions that we've asked everyone to be a part of in preparation for our revival at the end of March, the Great Comeback. Today you would have read about Nikos Kazantzakis, and he is a Greek novelist, and he had a conversation when he was a young man with a Catholic priest. And in that conversation they talked about wrestling Satan, wrestling God. Have you guys wrestled before? I mean, I remember wrestling as a kid with my sisters, my cousins, friends, just fighting around the house, jumping off things, not serious. Nobody really got seriously hurt, just playing around. I did wrestle in middle school, and wow, that was not my thing. I found out very quickly. 3 minutes of wrestling took so much more out of me than 4 quarters of football ever could. And I learned some valuable things in wrestling, but just wasn't my thing. Also, like any good Southerner, I watched my fair share of professional wrestling, WCW, WWE, well, it was WWF at the time. I'm talking Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Big John Studd, Junkyard Dog, all those guys. Man, we used to love watching wrestling, and it was a lot of fun. A family favorite movie that my family likes to watch, at least me and the kids like to watch, is Nacho Libre, which tells the story of a Franciscan monk who was also a luchador. Funny movie. But anyway, wrestling, man, we love wrestling. And as Americans, we love to fight, right? We love to wrestle. Or wrestle. In the church, within Christianity, at least around here, I've grown up listening to people talk about wrestling the devil, getting in a fight with Satan. And I think we may have romanticized that a bit much. I mean, in God's word, it doesn't specifically endorse us fighting Satan. I mean, it does say be aware, be alert to the devil, the fact that he's roaming around, seeking whom he may devour. It does say to resist the devil. It does say flee from temptation. But what about wrestling God? If you remember, Genesis 32, verses 22 through 32, talks about an encounter that Jacob had with God. He wrestled God. Can you imagine that? I mean, I hear all the time, I've been fighting the devil. I've been fighting old Slewfoot. But has anybody ever stood up in church and said, I've been fighting God? We don't really hear about that too often. But that's what happened. Jacob was wrestling with God. He wouldn't let go of him until God blessed him. And so God touched his hip, caused him to be crippled for the rest of his life, but he did bless him. And so there's some interesting things in that. What I'm coming to is this. If we're engaging with God in a wrestling match, at least we're engaging with God. So many times we say, well, I wouldn't fight God. But we end up fighting him when we don't obey him. We end up wrestling him when we don't seek him out for guidance, for wisdom, for all the things that we need that only he can provide. So let me present this to you. Don't worry so much about wrestling Satan, but maybe consider in your walk, maybe try to wrestle with God. Trust me, I'm pretty sure he can take care of himself. All right? Have a great day.